draft is starting very, very soon. I know you've done so much work, you and your team, Kyle Smith, Ryan Pace, the entire coaching staff, to get to this moment. And I know it's not just pick 15 or whatever you decide to do in the first round, but as you're looking at the totality of this draft class, what kind of comes to mind as what this class could be for this team?
A lot of really good players in this draft, particularly the entire draft, whether you're talking about the first round all the way down through the draft, after the draft, undrafted free agency, the 8th round. It's all, there's a lot of really, really good players, and when you have a lot of confidence in your scouts, your staff, the coaches, and the way we go about the process, you know that we're going to be able to get some really good players at every level.
It starts over every single year. It's a brand new year. It's a brand new opportunity for us to go out there and really get after it again. It's a chance for us to show what we can do. It's a chance for us to build our teams. It's a chance for us to build our roster, build our foundation. And those things you're really excited about. When you're talking about adding new exciting players to your roster, to the guys that you currently have, in order to go out there and try to compete for a championship is all you can ask for.
When you're kind of going through this year in comparison to last year, last year, first year back here, first year working with Terry, Kyle, Ryan Pace, when you look at the process of this year, how has that process maybe fine-tuned to get you to where y'all are today?
I think it's one of those things when you go back and you always revisit the things you did. So we have a chance to do what we did better last year. We can always do it better. So everything that we're doing moving forward is something that we're going to have a chance to even get better at, to improve on, to be better together.
Kind of a little bit different set of circumstances than last year and having to quickly get on the same page. Now you bring Jeff Ulbrich into the fold and what he's looking for in terms of defensive players. I'm kind of curious what you've learned about this process and how it's evolved.
With Jeff Ulbrich coming in, we spent a lot of time with him early on, right when he hit the ground, going through the prototype, the profiles of the type of players that we're looking for, going through the specific things for his defense, how he plays his defense, and what's going to be most effective. Cool thing about Jeff Ulbrich, and I would say this also about Zach Robinson, Marquise, really about all our coaches, is they're glass half full. So we're always looking at what a player can do. So we're looking at these traits and working at how can we amplify them and get the most of these players.
I think the best thing about Jeff Ulbrich is that every position on defense, he's able to provide the ultimate clarity. So the clarity for a rusher, the clarity for an inside backer, the clarity for a defensive back. And at the most part, what you'll hear him say a lot is really they gotta have these traits of heart, mind, fist. If they have those traits and they have all the profile things and the fits that we like, and they have the stuff that we talk about, our team culture, our team values, and we can bring those things in along with our business values, I think that's what we look for.
When you look at having 5 picks in this year's draft, 2 of which are 7th rounders, if you are to leave this draft with only those 5 picks, how do you feel like the roster overall would be set going into 2025, and do you feel like it would be set going into 25?
Yeah, well, the key is to make sure we feel good about the players that we're drafting, again, in those rounds 1 through 7, and particularly in this draft. In every draft, you look at undrafted free agency, and there's good players, but particularly this draft, there's more draftable players on the board this year because of how everything's laid out. So there are going to be some really good players after the draft that you can continue to bring in. But when you have confidence in your staff and your coaches and the way you're going to bring people in, you look at every year, Tori, there's going to be players in the first round that didn't end up being good players, and there's going to be undrafted free agents that end up being good players. There's players that go to rookie camp every year that end up making impacts. That's just the truth. So you have to make sure that at every level you're really effective in terms of going through the process, bringing in players that you have a clear vision for, they fit your culture, and they're going to help you win games.
It's hard for me to argue with the team that we have together currently. I feel really great about our quarterback going into his 2nd year, getting his first start from out the box. Some of the guys we have like Bijan Robinson, the Drake Londons, the Cal Pitts, all the people that we have acquired over the last couple of years to be able to add to those guys, whether you're talking about Caden Ellis, the Jesse Bates, and all the people that we have on our defense, our offense, our special teams, some of the people that we got in the offseason acquired those guys, be able to fill some of the holes that we had from losses or people that we lost or people that we can bring in. It's something that really makes you feel good about it. So whether you have the 5 picks or you get more, I think it's just better ways to improve your overall roster. That's something I look forward to. That's something that our organization looks forward to.
We're very close to y'all being on the clock, and I feel like there's some excitement brewing around the city, and I'm sure also brewing around this facility. So what makes you most excited, most interested in what could transform this 2025 roster and who this group of players could be?
Yeah, very excited. Like I say, going through this process and the way we work together in the process with the coaches, the scouts, the staff, the entire building, analytics, the doctors. There's so many people that work really hard to get to this point. But what I do know is we're going to bring in a player that in the first round that we have a lot of conviction on and that we believe in. The same thing on day 2, and we're going to keep working through, and we're going to do what's best for this organization. We're going to have a clear vision, and we know the way they're going to impact this team. So very excited about the work that's gone into it and excited to get going.